They say evil wears a crown, and in 15th century Wallachia, now part of modern-day Romania, it did. Born into war, betrayal, and blood, Vlad III of the House of Dracula became one of the most feared and brutal rulers the world has ever known. While history remembers kings for the lands they conquered or the peace they maintained, Vlad was remembered for something else entirely: fear. Vlad was born in 1431 in Transylvania, the second son of Vlad the Dracula, a member of the secretive Order of the Dragon. Sworn to defend Christianity against the advancing Ottoman Turks, Vlad was surrounded by violence from the moment of his birth. His father ruled with cruelty, but also with a sense of duty. That sense would be tested when Vlad was handed over to the Ottomans as a political hostage. A common practice in the era, hostages were kept to ensure their family's loyalty. While in captivity, Vlad witnessed unspeakable things: torture, executions, the slow decay of those who dared defy the empire. He wasn't pampered like a prince, he was treated like a threat. And in those dark corridors, his hatred festered. The boy learned languages, tactics, diplomacy, but he also learned something darker: the power of fear. When he was finally released, years later, Wallachia was in chaos. His father had been betrayed and murdered by rival nobles. His older brother had been tortured and buried alive. The throne, his birthright, was up for grabs, and Vlad wanted it back. Not for glory, not for honor, for revenge. His return to Wallachia wasn't triumphant, it was bloody. He seized power not through politics, but through violence. He quickly began to purge the nobility who had betrayed his family. Entire lineages vanished overnight. Their estates seized, their names erased, their bodies impaled. And that would become Vlad's signature. Impaling was more than just a method of execution. For Vlad, it was an art, a message, a spectacle. He had victims skewered through the abdomen, the chest, and even the rectum. The stake would be sharpened and greased to prolong suffering. Some took hours, others took days. The horror was deliberate. Vlad wanted the world to watch and remember, but his brutality wasn't blind rage, it was a strategy. Crime in Wallachia dropped to zero. He was known to leave a golden goblet in public fountains, untouched, unguarded, never stolen. The people feared him, yes, but they also felt safe. They knew, under Vlad, there were no second chances, but there was order. One story tells of a foreign envoy who refused to remove his hat in Vlad's presence. Vlad asked him why. The man said it was custom in his homeland. Vlad smiled and ordered the hat nailed to the man's skull. During his most infamous moment, the Ottomans sent a massive army to reclaim Wallachia. They expected a traditional battle. Instead, they found a horrifying surprise: the Forest of the Impaled. Over 20,000 corpses, mounted on towering wooden stakes, stretched across the landscape like a hellish warning. The invading commander reportedly turned back in terror, without engaging. But Vlad wasn't finished. He began raiding Ottoman camps using guerrilla tactics, setting ambushes, and poisoning wells. He sent infected men into enemy camps to spread disease. He faked his own death to draw commanders into traps. He became a phantom of vengeance, striking without warning, vanishing like smoke. Despite all this, or maybe because of it, his people revered him. The peasants saw him as a divine punishment sent to bring justice. Nobles hated him, enemies feared him, and Europe whispered his name like a curse. He was called the Impaler, the Butcher Prince, and in whispers, Dracula. That name came from his father, Vlad the Dracula, meaning the dragon. But in Romanian, Drac also means devil. So Vlad Dracula could also be read as son of the devil. Centuries later, the name would inspire Bram Stoker's infamous vampire. But the real Vlad didn't drink blood, he spilled it. Yet, despite his reign of terror, his enemies eventually closed in. In 1476, betrayed during a battle, Vlad was cornered and killed, but in death, he became legend. His body vanished. Some say he was buried in a monastery. Others believe his head was sent to the Sultan in Constantinople, but no grave has ever been confirmed. Even today, rumors persist that his ghost walks the Carpathians, that his castle holds dark secrets, that, under the right moon, you can still hear the screams of the impaled echo through the forests. Was he a monster, a patriot, a demon wrapped in royal silk? That's the thing about monsters. Some are born, others are made. And Vlad the Impaler was both. Legends say evil leaves a mark. Vlad left a forest of them, one sharpened stake at a time. And whether he burned in hell or still waits beneath the stone, one thing is certain: history never forgot his name.